Welcome. I'm glad to introduce you one fantastic blogger. I define travel blogger. I don't know if it's correct define. She has a Instagram page. I'm sorry for Facebook. And yes, what's your name?
Hello, thank you for inviting me. My name is Daria. In Instagram, you can find me as True Moscow Love. Yeah.
What did you decide this name? Why True Moscow Love?
To be honest, it's not a very interesting story. So one day I just thought I should make a blog. I will make it now. Yeah, so I will create a page. So I took the phone and I thought, what, some nicks in Instagram, they're already occupied. So Moscow is occupied. True Moscow is occupied. I love Moscow is occupied. And I just thought and tried to find the nick which is still available, which is vacant. It was True Moscow Love. Okay, let it be True Moscow Love. So I haven't even thought much about it. To be honest, I don't like this nick. I think I should make rebranding. Yeah, because now my blog is not only about Moscow. Yeah, it's about Russia in general. But now I have followers, and they are used to True Moscow Love, and so it's the thing I should think of for future.
Okay, fun. This is an interesting story about this name of the blog. Okay, what do you do for work?
Basically, usually I say I am translator or interpreter. Yeah, but my job is not limited only for translating or interpreting. Okay, I will tell you the whole story about how I found my current employer. So I studied in Moscow State Linguistic University. Yeah, so I studied languages, and at the fifth course, when I was almost graduated, I just wanted to earn some money and started working at trade shows in Moscow, like big trade shows dedicated to different topics like Food Expo and Textile Expo. And I was working as an interpreter at the booth, helping like international companies to find Russian partners. And at one exhibition, which was called Metal Expo, I found a company from Australia which is manufacturing, engineering, and selling equipment for metal processing. And they were looking for like a Russian representative here in the market, for a person who would call the clients, who would visit the conferences, make some translations, maybe book hotels when people arrive to Moscow, find new clients, maintain contact with existing clients. And they offered me this position. And step by step, I started working full day with them. First, it was just like assistant work. Now it's a full day job. Yeah, and so basically, I'm not just interpreter. My work also includes marketing, sales, so many things. But to make it short, I usually say I'm interpreter. I'm translator.
Russian to English or Spanish?
No, now it's so the company is from Australia. Yeah, we also have the office in the UK. So basically, I translate from English to Russian, from Russian to English. Yeah, so I support communication between my English-speaking colleagues and our Russian-speaking clients.
Okay, I want. Would you like to talk about your teacher career? I think one time you posted some story about it. How was this experience?
So it was also when I was in university. Yeah, so I almost finished university, was about to graduate, also wanted to earn some money. And I found the position of an English teacher at courses. So it's like an extension school. Yeah? It took place on weekends. So if a child, for example, goes to school but doesn't catch up with the subject, so needs some help, these children could come on weekend on our courses, and we would help them to to understand some grammar topics, some vocabulary. So I've been working there for like 2 years. It was very interesting experience. I even prepared some photos for you. So I worked with with children of different age, like starting from like 10 years old, maybe. Yeah, it was
Beautiful
very,
photos.
yeah, interesting. And up to like 18, 17, like
Uh,
teenagers. Yeah, it was interesting. It was great. But then I started working more with this Australian company, and my job also implies traveling, and I just could not combine like teaching on
yes,
weekends and like traveling and
I
working. So
think
I just chose.
just the attitude for children.
But
You
I really
don't.
enjoyed it. I loved communicating to children. Like it was so funny because children, they are so open. Yeah, like, and if you are open to them, they are open to you. We were really very good friends, and yeah, it was a great experience.
I'm glad about it. Okay, let's talk about your blog, Instagram page. How manage the time? I think sometime you spend some time in this blog.
Yeah, to be honest, it doesn't take me very much time. So my posts, I prepare them pretty quickly. Like, I don't know, it takes me an hour to prepare the post. But the more the blog grows, the more time it takes to, for example, answer to comments. Yeah, and yeah, sometimes I don't answer comments because it's physically difficult. Yeah, but I still try to look through the comments, to reply to people, also look through the direct messages. Yeah, and like many people are writing, and just to look through without replying, it takes time. Yeah, but now, like I don't have children. Yeah, so I don't have to dedicate my time to family, to children. So I have some free time, and yeah, so I spend it for my blog. But I don't know how things change when I, let's say, have children in future. I don't know.
How do you decide the topics? What the processing? How do you decide?
It's interesting. When I just started my blog, I thought, the topics are limited. So in a year, I will have nothing to write about. Yeah, but when you start being immersed into something, the topics just come to you naturally. It really interesting. So sometimes I go along the street and I see the building and I think, oh, wow, that's an interesting building. It has interesting history. I should tell about it in my blog. Yeah, I have a list on my like notes on my phone. Like when I get an idea, I put this topic, yeah, into this list, and it really comes naturally. Yeah, some things about Russian history, traditions, some experience of like my family, for example, through years, just my thoughts which I want to share. So the topics, they really come naturally. Yeah? And the more you dedicate yourself to the blog, the more the world gives you back.
Yes, fantastic. What is your final goal about your blog? What you want to reach some goals?
To be honest, I don't have any special goal. Yeah. So when I started this blog, it was more like I wanted to see if I can create something that would be interesting for people. Like many people, they create blogs to earn money, yeah, to become popular. For me, it was a challenge. Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, so let's see what will happen. And yeah, I'm not a very good, let's say, businesswoman. So like business people, they like put the goal, achieve your goal. Yeah, so get successful success. Yeah, so it's not about me. So I'm
Setting,
just doing
yeah.
what I do. I don't have a goal. Like I want to have
Okay.
1 million followers. Like I want to earn money. No, I don't have this goal. Like I consider it as hobby. I really like it. Yeah, I really like preparing information. Really like making photos. Yeah, like telling about my country, telling people about my country. But like now I'm thinking more and more about turning it into business. Like maybe something connected to tourism, to like, I don't know, tours around Moscow, around other countries, oh sorry, around other cities. But now it's pandemic, you know, the borders are
Yes,
closed,
difficult time.
difficult to plan it.
You have a YouTube channel or only Instagram page?
No, it's only
You have a
Instagram page,
website?
and many followers tell me you should start YouTube page. But you know, like I can see what I can do and what I cannot do. Yeah, we've just talked about time, how I manage it. I just understand, I realize that YouTube needs much time. It's not just like to
Mhm.
make a photo, yeah, and prepare a post. It really takes much time. So I understand that I would not be able to maintain my YouTube channel like constantly. So that's why it's only Instagram page.
Okay. Yes, I know because I started 1 week ago, and much time for editing, for
Yeah.
find people to interview. About haters, it's because I notice a lot, especially women. They have some bad comments below because I don't know. Some people don't argue with them. What about your experience?
You know, I would say my audience is very loyal. So I don't have haters. Like I had some like several cases when people wrote me strange things, but it's just like one, two, three. Yeah, you can count these cases with your fingers. Yeah, I will tell you about one. It was a very strange thing. It was a lady, Russian lady, and so she just followed me. Yeah, usually my blog is for foreigners, but she was Russian. Yeah, maybe she was interested in, and seems that she's very religious, you know, like not just religious, fanatically religious. Yeah, you know what type of people. And I posted the photo. There was the church behind, and I was standing like with my hands on my waist. Yeah, like I was dressed. I was not doing any strange faces. Yeah, it was just a photo close to the cathedral. She wrote me like, "This is not good to make such a pose in front of the church." Like it's so it's strange. Yeah, like,
Yes, I'm not
I cannot.
religious, but
Yeah,
I don't
I can't.
understand.
Yeah, I can't even say she was a hater. She's just like a strange woman. Yeah, and yeah, so I just don't pay attention to such people. But
Yes,
basically, my
I like manifesto Soviet Union about anti-campaign religion. Like, is a little, little my office. Okay,
Mhm.
about language. We talk about language. How many languages do you know?
So I speak English. I speak Spanish. Like that at advanced level. Yeah, and now I am studying French.
How do you study them?
So with English and Spanish, I studied them at linguistic university. Yeah. So when people say like, Daria, you speak languages so well, it's like this is the only thing I can do in my life. Yeah. Like I'm not an engineer. I'm not a designer. I'm not like I studied languages as a profession in university. So that's my career. That's my job. That's what I was meant to do. Yeah. And so it was like 5 years in university, like English, Spanish, Spanish. So it was a very big job.
Very deep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With French, I study it myself. Yeah, so I started just I used some like books, you know, like author. What are they called? When you can read the grammar rule, and you can do some exercises, and you can check yourself. Yeah. And also I practiced French through the internet. Yeah, with French speaking people. But then I decided to go to courses, and now my studies are more organized. So I go to French courses organized by Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia.
Okay. I think you have a traditional approach for learning them. You study in university or you follow the course. Yes, sometimes the polyglot they make they study in all different kind.
Yes, with English and Spanish, it was a very traditional way to study. Yeah. So you first learn grammar, then you learn how, like, many people, they know grammar, but they cannot talk. Yeah. They're afraid to talk. They can read, they can
Yes.
write, but they cannot talk. With French, it's absolutely opposite situation. Yeah. And for me, it's so unusual because, like, my previous languages, English and Spanish, I studied in a very, I would say, academic way. Yeah. With my French, when I was learning it myself, so I learned like 3 tenses, and I use these 3 tenses. I don't mind if like, for example, here I should use other tense. Yeah. Like, no, I speak quickly, speak with many mistakes, but I speak. Yeah. And so my grammar is 0. And I went to the courses to how to say, to maintain balance. Yeah. Because I still want to speak like in a good way, like grammatically correct. Yeah. And it's interesting, so that I can speak, but I cannot write. It's
You have some useful tips for learning languages, or no?
yes, like my tip number 1 would be you should be constant, because with my French I made a very big mistake. I was not constant. Yeah? I was learning it myself, and like sometimes I feel so enthusiastic. I read books. I like talk to French speaking people. I travel to France, and then I give it up for a year. So year without studying. Yeah. Then I feel enthusiastic again for 3 months. Yeah. So I have been learning French for 5 years already, like, and I'm still like B1 student. Yeah. So I was not constant. You should be every day, step by step, like learn some words, learn some, I don't know, something. Yeah. Don't give up. And the second tip, communicate to native speakers, because it gives you confidence. Yeah. So I remember my first lesson with a native speaker when I studied French. Yeah. So I was at a very basic level. I could just say, my name is Daria. I live in Moscow. I study French. And so we had this lesson via Skype. It was difficult because sometimes I had to explain to him something with my gestures, maybe use Google Translate. But after an hour, I felt like I have wings behind my back, because like I was speaking French slowly with mistakes, but I was speaking French to a French guy, and he understood me and I understood him. Yeah. So there was no language barrier. Yeah. So if you practice with the native speakers, like it's great. It's the best practice you can have.
Yes, a lot of people are afraid about speaking because they think grammar, they think how they make mistake. My English is not very, it's intermediate, but I decided to make this interview for motivate them to talk. And I hope it's my goals in this series of
Sure.
videos.
Yeah.
About travel, I want to let's talk about your travel.
I
Pandemic
travel around Russia now mostly.
around Russia, but not outside Russia. It's
Yeah, but
impossible.
still this summer I've been to the United States. Yeah, so even in pandemic I managed to to travel abroad.
How? What do you think about America? You Russian, they American.
Like many Russians, like they love America. It's American dream. That's
Mm.
like America is much better than Russia. So I don't have this like pink glasses. Yeah, I think America is a great country. Yeah, and I respect them. It's great what they built, what they have, but it's not for me. So I like traveling. Yeah, I've been to New York. I've been to Detroit. I've been to some small cities, and I would love to go to Los Angeles. Yeah, to cities in California, to visit Utah State. Yeah, like to see all these natural wonders of this country. But I would not be able to live there. So maybe mentality, maybe I'm too Russian. Yeah, so I like it, yeah, from the point of view of traveling, but I would not like to move to the United States.
I think the same because I like the people from America, but I don't like the government. For me, Reagan tells Russia is fire. Impero del Male is bad empire, bad empire. I don't
Yeah.
know if you understand me. I think the same for that, for government, because I like the people. Some relatives I have in Texas, no, in Arizona. Excuse me. Your favorite country? What you must you enjoy most visit?
Like my best travel happened to Cuba. Yeah, so it was 6 years ago, and maybe it happened in the right time. So I was at certain age. I was with my best friend. I've graduated from university. I started working, but I still didn't have, all these adult problems. Like I was in that state of mind when I went to Cuba, and like I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was the best travel of my life. Yeah, so we had parties, we went to Havana, we traveled in this like pink taxis, like retro cars. Yeah, so this sea was amazing, like the ocean, I mean. Yeah, so all this I call it colonial spirit, like this architecture. So it was amazing. Yeah, so when I came back to Russia, I was crying. I was literally crying. I was lying on my bed and like, I want to come back to Cuba. I'm here and Cuba is there. So I was Googling like new tickets, like when I can come again, like airplane tickets to Cuba. Yeah, so it was it was my best trip ever.
I have been visiting for 3 weeks for honeymoon. Yes, I very enjoy it, and um, only 3 weeks in only in Havana because
Mhm.
I prepare for myself these trips. I don't rent car because for me it's difficult. I don't have a credit card. I like the people. I like the people. I like the architecture. I like the spirit. But I think they are in this society they are a little split because who manage the tourism? I have big money. I have foreign money, and
Sure.
they earn much much. And other people they works in public sector or in little private sector. They little I don't know how to explain you little no not but
Yeah.
in all view is a good place.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all of my
Sure.
things. Okay, the last question: what country you want to visit, or what language do you want to learn in the future?
So let's start with languages. So I first want to finish my French. Yeah, I mean to learn it up to the level when I would be able to speak. Yeah, like freely. Yeah, and understand people. Maybe it will be like B2 level. Yeah, so I don't want to be an interpreter or translator, to be a professional like French teacher. Yeah, so I just want to communicate. Yeah, when I travel to people, when I meet French-speaking people. Maybe later I will start Italian. Yeah, because like Spanish and Italian, they are like a bit similar. Yeah, so it might be like, yeah, not very similar, but still, yes, there are some similarities. They're from the same group, yeah, of languages, like Russian and Ukraine, yeah, or Belarusian. So yeah, I think like in future, maybe Italian.
Italian.
Yeah. Italian.
You return in Italy for visit.
Sorry, say it again.
I know you. Did you visit Italy?
Yes,
But you
yes, yes.
can.
I've been to Rome
Be
and
in
to Napoli.
Sicily. You are around Sicily. It's a little difficult for tourists, but it's very, very beautiful island. I live here, and I tell you this.
I would love to. I would love to come. Yeah. Yeah. And
Catania, Palermo, and other. This is the
yeah.
first cities. Okay, I'm glad you participate. And I'm say hello and good day.